Nobody tells you how weird it feels to make a big decision and then wait. You've decided to leave the job, pivot your business, or start over somewhere new. But now you're stuck in the in between, the part where nothing moves fast and everything feels uncertain. Today, we're breaking down what that phase really is, why it's so uncomfortable, and how to trust the process without spiraling. Welcome to Ditch the Chaos, a snackable podcast for busy women who are done with burnout, rigid routines, and productivity guilt. You'll get clear, actionable strategies to reclaim your time and energy without planners, pressure, or one-size-fits-all systems. I'm Kara Chase, entrepreneur since 2015, mom of two, wife to one, and I am unapologetically caffeinated. Let's dive in. Let's talk about big life transitions. The kind that don't happen in a single moment, but over months or even years. The decision might feel sudden from the outside, but internally, it's been brewing. And once you've finally made the decision, whether it's to quit a job, move cities, or shift your business, you expect momentum. But instead, you hit the messy middle. This is the part nobody prepares you for, the phase after deciding, but before arriving. You're no longer where you were, but you're not fully where you're going either. It's the gap, the limbo, and it can be brutal. When I left my career in federal law enforcement, it wasn't a spontaneous choice. It took me 3 years after knowing deep down that I wanted out. Taking on the role of social media manager with Megadeth, that was 6 months of strategy before I made it happen. Realizing that I had outgrown the Pinterest niche, that one dragged on for a while too. I'm not afraid to make big, life-changing decisions, but I don't make impulsive ones. But once I decide I'm done, I want to be in the next chapter immediately. And that's where it gets uncomfortable, because the middle part, it's slow, it's uncertain, and it forces you to trust something that doesn't have a clear timeline. So what do we do with this in-between season? I'm going to walk you through what I've learned the hard way and what's helped me, so you can take a deep breath and find some relief. First, you need to know the messy middle isn't a red flag. It's not proof that something went wrong. It's the exact space where transformation happens. You're shedding old labels, roles, and patterns, and that takes time. Starting over means being a beginner again, and that's hard when you're used to being capable and in control. And here's what I've learned. Big decisions take time, but action needs momentum. Over-planning has kept me stuck longer than I needed to be before deciding to flip the table. And if you're someone who analyzes every option to death, this might sound familiar. The one thing that helped me was giving myself a deadline to decide and then focusing on the first next step instead of the whole staircase. Second, opportunities don't show up when you're clinging to what no longer fits. I didn't fully step into what was next until I made space. For example, taking Pinterest services off my site, that was terrifying. But that one move led to women reaching out and asking me to speak on topics I was way more aligned with. You can't see the new thing clearly until you let go of the old one. And third, you will figure it out. I don't care how uncertain the path feels. I know you've done hard things before. You've navigated hard stuff, made pivots, started over, and you made it through. This season is no different. The messy middle requires you to build belief before you have proof, to keep going without knowing exactly what's next. And that's uncomfortable, but it's also growth. So here's your reset and reclaim action step for the week. Take 5 minutes and brain dump every next right step that keeps circling in your head, whether it's quitting, pivoting, applying, or letting go. Just pick one, not to finish the whole process and the whole transition, just to take one small action step towards it. Clarity doesn't come from overthinking, it comes from movement and action. Here's what to take away from this episode. The messy middle is real, and it's not a failure or a misstep. It's where the transformation happens. Deciding is only the first step. What comes next is trusting yourself to take action without guarantees. Remember, over-planning can keep you stuck, holding on too long blocks new opportunities, and you've already proven that you can figure out hard things if you're older than about 16 years old. If you're stuck in the in-between, you're not alone. This is where that clarity, confidence, and new direction are born, but only if you keep moving. If this episode hit home and you're navigating your own messy middle, I want to hear about it. DM me on Instagram and tell me the one decision you're sitting in right now. No pressure to have it all figured out. Just share with me what's real. Sometimes naming it out loud is the next right step. Thanks for listening today. Make sure you're following the show so the next episode drops right into your feed. And share this with a woman who's in the messy middle and needs a little clarity. You can find more resources and details about Chaos Detox at karachase.com. Until next time, I'm Kara Chase, reminding you to keep questioning the rules and making your own.